Yeah, the music is up.
Check. 1, 2. What is this? Leveled head, Mr. Norris, K-Bum 20. It's 2022, May 12th. Kendrick Lamar drops tomorrow. Everybody is waiting. I am. Anyway, what's good, people? What's good, fellas?
What's up?
So keep you back from Hollywood. How's the acting life?
Hey man, seeing my name in the review like that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was
yeah, I plan to do some more next year though, not this year. Next year. Take a lot out of you. Yeah, next year.
Okay, all right. Now, is there any way that we can see this stuff, or is it still that's not a go?
That's not a go. I was somebody asked me that. My uncle asked me that. He was because he in Washington, and he was like, "Man, how could you send it to me?" I was like, "Can't."
Okay.
I want to see it myself.
Yeah, I would love to see it, man. Apologize for the late kickoff, late start. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is when you grown men and it. Sometimes you can't get down here. They was waiting on me. So if you want to blame the tarty to anyone, blame it on me, leveled head gamer. I ain't added the gamer on that in a long time. Because I ain't a gamer. I'm just level headed. I don't game that much anymore these days. I leave that to the K-Bums and Mr. Norris's. But we got a show prepared for y'all. The next year, Series X. The next year, Series X. And we're going to explain what we mean by that once we get into these topics. So, Mr. Norris, did you get a chance to see Batman yet? You ain't been on in a while. Have you seen the Batman?
I have seen Batman.
What's your verdict?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 6. Woo.
Okay.
I think it's a passable movie, but I don't know. To me, I didn't like his Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne was trash.
I couldn't tell between his Bruce Wayne and his Batman. I was like, why are you brooding as Bruce Wayne? Like,
one has a suit and one doesn't. That's easy.
He said, why are you brooding? That's Bruce Wayne. All right, DJ.
But other than that, it was cool. I love the fact that it was Batman for most of the movie. I love that.
Right.
You could tell that it was early on. I mean, he jumped off the building and was scared. It looked like, oops. Is that a spoiler? Anyways.
It was actually year 2 Batman.
Okay.
It's not year 1, it's year 2. So he's still finding himself.
Okay.
But other than that, I mean, it was cool.
Okay, we got some people up here already. What's up, Mr. Steve? What's up? Welcome to the show. And Joe Henry. Well, you got one of them old school names. Joe Henry? Get up here, Joe Henry. Welcome to the show.
He come back, everybody come back.
Yeah, so we here, man. They here for Keith K-Bun. They always here for Mr. Norris. Like me and you don't be. No, we had that mud jumping last podcast. But anyway, so not to tarry too long, let's go ahead and get into our opening. Let's open this thing up.
Tarry.
It's about to get live. We keep it pretty level, no surprise. Come and listen to the topic bus. Yeah, check out our discussion. Keith Norris and D2K. K-Bum 20 on the MIC. Jet I night all the way in Germany. Level head, you know who that boy is. But it's say, we on that MIC. We just talking them games. Live and level. Take a seat and listen up, man. Live and level. What's up? We are here. We are ready to go. We are ready to make it happen. So, with that being said, thank y'all for tuning in on tonight. I see we got someone trying to invade our comment section, man, with all this nonsense. You know how you get those spammers. I'm going to try to see if I can get all that out of here, but we don't want none of that. But anyway, welcome to the show. We are here. We rest to go. Y'all ready to get into this?
Yeah, man. Let's do this, man.
All right.
Excited excited to have Mr. Norris back. So I'm excited.
Yeah, man, it's been a minute. How many weeks, Keith? About 2?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah, it's 2 weeks too long, brother. It's been so long since we heard your voice.
Man, they here. They all up in the comments.
No,
we
you
need to
supposed
go
to
away
say no caps. What they say after that? No what? When you say something that's suspect, they say something after.
Pause.
Pause. Yeah, let me pause on that. I should get the pause. Anyway, so we about to get into these subjects, but right now we want to find out what you've been gaming on. Wait a minute, hold up. Man, I forgot. Hold up. Wait a minute. So, Doctor Strange came out last week.
Yes, he did.
And I need to know who here has witnessed this movie.
You already know I go see it as soon as it hit the streets.
Mr. Norris, have you seen the movie? So
I was gonna go see it last week and didn't get a chance to go see it.
Okay, so we won't spoil nothing. We won't even give our ranking on it. That way you can go in innocent. But what were some of your thoughts, K-Bum, without spoiling anything? Like, what were some of your thoughts on it?
It was a ride. I'll tell you that. It was a ride. It was an adventure. So they are developing the Doctor Strange character. It's not just, let's just make another movie with him. They're not going. It's not as extreme as Thor. You can't even tell this is the same Thor, but they're definitely developing the character, and that's great. And I think the actor Benedict Cumberbatch said he will play Doctor Strange for 10 more years if they continue to challenge the character. So pretty exciting.
I thought he said he was taking a break from acting, or was that a rumor?
It must have been a rumor because he said it in the papers that he'll play Doctor Strange for 10 more years if they keep developing the character.
Well, there you go.
There you go. All right, so when you get a chance to see it, Mr. Norris, I would love to get your thoughts, and then we can have a more involved conversation around the subject of Doctor Strange into the multiverse? What they call it?
Multiverse of madness.
Madness, there it is. So anyway, it was a lot of madness going on in this movie, but I don't want to spoil anything. But yeah, it was an adventure. It was a roller coaster ride, and I'll leave it at that. So Keith, get out there and see it, bro. Bootleg, whatever you got to do. Fire stick it up, Keith.
No, I go to the movies. I don't do.
I'm with you, bro. I'm retired from my Fire Stick days. I gave that up. I'm done with the Fire Stick experience. If I can't buy it, if it ain't on a legit streaming service, I'm good. But anyway, so let's get into this. What you been gaming on? Yeah. You know what time it is? It's time for What Have You Been Gaming On? Sing it, folks. Let's go. Hey. What you been gaming on? 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 Gaming on, gaming on, gaming on. All right, Mr. Norris, since you've been absent for the last few weeks, we're going to throw it into your lap. Brother, can you tell us what you've been gaming on?
Well, I'm sorry to report. I gave it a little bit, but not much. I've been still gaming on Kirby. Not much. I hadn't really went too far in it, other than what I told y'all last time. It's Kirby. To me, it doesn't have the same depth as the other Nintendo platformers, but it's cute. And I still been trying to look at that. What is it? Red Dead Redemption. I get on there and play like a mission, then I cut it off. I'll be tired, man. I'll be tired. And then the last thing I was gaming on was Tunic. And the only reason I haven't really sunk my teeth into that one because it requires a little bit more brain power than I was willing to give in the past 2 weeks. But I'm hoping to get back on them, get them completed, and start some new games. I mean, ain't nothing else coming this year.
Foreshadowing.
Foreshadow.
Okay,
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's it. Okay, so Kirby and I was texting somebody, one of the members at the church. But so you said Kirby and what else?
Kirby, Red Dead, and Tunic.
Okay.
Tunic. Oh yeah.
Tunic
is supposed to be like
Tunic. Talk about Tunic,
like a
man.
Zelda.
Oh, I didn't tell you.
Rocket playing
Yeah, you
Zelda
did,
from
but
Rocket the Raccoon.
you kind of told us your first, but you've been had it for a while now. So what is it like?
Okay. Tunic is legit. Tunic is a legit game. If you can get it, Game Pass, or you can buy it on Xbox. It's a legit game. Yeah, it feels like Zelda, but instead of like going into an isolated dungeon and that being the puzzle, this whole game is the puzzle. You get, because it's in that isometric view, you can't see around the corner unless they move the camera for you, and they do that sometimes. But a lot of times the camera will be still isolated, and you have to kind of just fiddle around and get around on that side because there's like a secret wall or something like that.
Yeah, I've seen that gameplay.
Yeah. So the whole game itself is like a big puzzle, and the game, it's told through its instruction manual, which you find the pages as you continue to play through the game, and you're gonna find them out of order, and it tells you different things, it shows you different things. Like, it took me a long time. There's a thing that you have to do. It's like a meditation, and you hold down the A button, and he goes into this like a meditation type thing, and it triggers these big I don't know what you call them. They like big columns, and then that activates, and then you're able to power the grid on the floor or whatever. I didn't even know you could do that, until I did it and looked into the manual, and I was like, oh, okay. So it's fun. If you like Zelda, if you like puzzle games, I'll even go as far as to say, what's the game? Toad Treasure, whatever. You know the game I'm talking about, Level? Toad Treasure Tracks or whatever.
Yeah.
It got that type of vibe to it too. So, except it has combat, and the combat don't hold back, man. You gotta really, when they compared it to like a Dark Souls or Salt and Sanctuary type of game or whatever, it actually has that level of patience when you're fighting. You can't just go in and swing and think you're gonna win. You gotta have patience, and even your shield has limitations. So you gotta really think, and you gotta be prepared for the fights on this game. So it's cute, but it'll put that work on you.
Okay, that's what's up then. All right, K-Bomb.
Yes, sir.
What have you been gaming on, my friend?
So, I've been spending a good amount of time playing the game I'm playing right now. Actually, I'm trying to finish it. I'm in the final inning, which is that MLB The Show, which is a good game. I enjoy it. I think it's probably one of the best versions of the game they've had in a while. So I've definitely been putting many hours into this game. I've also been playing, believe it or not, I've actually let me jump on this. I've actually finished Cyberpunk.
Oh.
So I was playing, and I ran into, like 2 weeks ago, I ran into a mission that said, if you start this mission, you will not be able to do anything else in the world until this mission is over. And I said, I think this is the final mission. I was just playing the game and just happened upon it. And so I did a bunch of stuff that I wanted to do. Make sure I made everything right with my girl. Hey, baby. And then this week, I finally did the final mission. And there's multiple paths to it. The first time I did the final mission, I didn't know I was doing something. I didn't know the choice that I made was going to trigger something. And it triggered a quick ending that I was not expecting. And I was like, that's not the ending I wanted. That's not what I thought I was choosing when those options appeared to me. And so I did a different ending. And I said, okay, well, that was dumb too. So I'm on my third ending right now of the game. The one that I thought they didn't want you to do, but apparently I think this is the ending they want you to actually take. And so I finished Cyberpunk, but finishing. This is my third ending I'm working on because you have options depending on what you do in the world. So yeah, I guess a quick summation. My final thoughts of the game is that the decision in this game is not as impactful as The Witcher. You can completely change so much in the world and that final story arc, depending on decisions you make in The Witcher. I don't feel like this game really did that. I think there was a lot of hand holding as far as making decisions for you, and you think that you're making that decision, but you would have came to that decision no matter which path you would have took. So that piece I'm kind of like, doesn't really help. Doesn't really make me feel great. But I'm waiting to see what this ending is going to be like. So I'm trying to finish up the game. I'll be finished probably next time we talk. I'll be done with that. And then I've also been playing on. Since I did one of the endings, I decided to place a different game, and so I turned on that Sifu.
Oh, you got Sifu?
Yeah. So apparently my brother liked it too, and he ended up renting it from GameFly. I'm like, oh man, you playing that? I didn't know you wanted to play that.
He didn't like playing single players.
That's not true. That's not true. Not true.
But
anyway,
okay.
He prefers multiplayer, but he does play single player. He just doesn't like reading. In his words, not mine. His words. And so I played a little bit of the Sifu, still trying to learn. And you weren't playing level. These dudes do not care.
Nah, they don't.
About you. They don't care, and they will whoop your behind, wait for you to die, wait for you to get back up, revive yourself, and then kick your butt some more. Whew. I got some learning to do. I gotta learn these combos. I gotta learn how to close space. I gotta learn the timing in the parry. I gotta find out, what's the best time to dodge, what's the best time to retreat, how to get your moves in without getting hit. So there's a lot of room for me to learn here. And so I'm going to finish this last ending with Cyberpunk, and probably get either I'm going to dive a little bit more into Sifu, or I might switch it up to a different game. But I see that you're going to have to actually get into Sifu. You can't just play that for fun. You got to change your mind so that you're just thinking Sifu, because you can't be thinking about these combos. You got to be natural. Yeah. So that's what I've been gaming on.
All right, cool. I guess it's on me. Like I said, I've been gaming on Switch Sports with my girls. I didn't get a lot of gaming in this week because I had a lot of other stuff I had to do. But I've been gaming on that Switch Sports for the most part. And like I said, it's a good game. It's a fun game when you go to the tried and trues, bowling, tennis, and badminton. I think that's how you say that one. And badminton, and and the sword game, clobbering each other with the swords. But and they added some interesting elements to that, with trying to use the motion control. So Keith, they kind of take you back to Skyward Sword days, where you had to, block. You know how they tried to train you how to block when the sword was when the enemy was attacking horizontally versus vertically. Yeah, they kind of got that same thing, but I don't think it really works because they don't really. In Zelda, you kind of saw how the enemy was finna attack you to kind of give you that heads up on which way to block. If you was blocking horizontal or blocking vertical, they let you kind of know. But in this game, especially against another player, it's almost impossible to block because you don't know how they're going to swing at you at any point. And even with the computer, it's the exact same way. So while I won't say it's broken, it ain't as...
intuitive.
And it ain't really intuitive as they might try to market it to be. But other than that, I really enjoy the game. It would be nice. It's nice that they added the addition of being able to play simultaneously on the bowling. You don't have to wait in turns if you don't want to. The first time I did it in turns so I could kind of teach my younger girls how to do it. But then after they got a hang of it, and I got my directions right because I thought you were supposed to release the LZ or the ZL or LZ button. I can't remember which one come first. ZL and ZR. I think it's ZL, but I was thinking you had to release it at the end of the swing, but you're supposed to hold it all the way through. Once we got that figured out, they pretty much got it pretty much down packed. So I started putting it on simultaneous play, and it's pretty cool. So if you ain't, like I said last week, if you got a Switch and you don't have Kirby and you looking for something to play, I would tell you to go. I'd implore you to go out and get Switch Sports. But outside of that, I haven't played anything else. What'd you say?
Would you say it's an improvement over the Wii games back in the day, even with Wii Motion Plus?
Yes, I would say that the Wiimote is more fluid than Wii Motion Plus, but not much. But it is smoother. Like I said, in Wii Motion, with the Wii Remote, you had to let go of the trigger. Remember when you swung it forward, you had to let the trigger go. You don't have to do that here. You just swing straight through and keep holding it. And the Switch determines when you go through a full motion swing bowl, it releases the ball automatically. You don't have to do that no more. So that's smoother, and you really can make it spin real good. It really picks up your quick and putting that spin on the bowling ball. All that's there. So yeah, I would say it's more accurate than it was on even with Wii Motion Plus.
Okay.
So. With that being said, that's what I've gained on this week. No WWE, no what is that I bought? Elden Ring, no Elden Ring this week. I need to get back on that Elden Ring, but that game was whooping my tail. So it humbled a brother. I went in with all enthusiasm, left humbled and shamed. So I'll pick it up at another time.
That boy went, it's gonna be my Zelda itch, yay! Nah,
yeah, it got me. It got the Zelda itch.
Something.
It scratched it, but it tore a plug out of me while I was scratching at the same time. So it's deceiving. It ain't playing with you. It ain't for the faint of hearts, like you said with Shifu. It ain't for the faint of hearts, man. So
it's not.
But anyway, so let's get into this.
Well, I did want to draw attention before we move to the next topic. That Sneeze THPS in the comment section said that he's going to have to download Tunic now because of the recommendation from Keith Norris. So I just wanted to give attention to that comment.
Okay, that's in the. I didn't see that. I'm trying to get all this spam up out of this joint.
Tunic is good. Tunic is good.
All right, that's what's up. Yeah, I see it down there. All right, yeah, man, that's what's up. All right, so let's get into these topics. I got so we can go ahead and get down the road a little bit because we behind. So, Mr. Norris, what do you want to talk about first? Are we talking about Reggie Fils-Aimé and all these interviews? Are we talking about the delay with the Bethesda titles? K-Bun, what we talking about, y'all? What we gonna talk about first?
I mean, I did do some, just a little bit of digging. It ain't too much with the Reggie thing. We probably can hold it off to later.
Well, let's knock it out the way. Let's knock Reggie on out the way. Or do you feel like we gonna spend a lot of time with Reggie?
All right, we don't have to spend a lot of time with this. So, want me to set it up?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So, Reggie Fils-Aimé, former president of Nintendo of America, has released a book. I actually just bought that book today, and I just started it.
What? You didn't tell me that. You snuck that on in there, man. That tidbit of information.
Yeah, what is that book called? Disrupting the Game from the Bronx to the Top of Nintendo. I think that's what it's called. So he's going around, I think maybe the last 2 weeks, and he's been doing interviews. He actually did a few, I think this gaming show on IGN. He might be one of the panelist members or whatever. Yeah. But he's been going around and giving interviews to a lot of people, and it's actually been cool to see Reggie in a non-Nintendo formula or format I mean, he's been out since he's been retired, but it's cool just to see him kind of reflect on those things, but also not have to hold himself back because he no longer works for Nintendo. However, with that said, in one of the interviews, he said he's not here to uh, let out any dirty little secrets or things like that because he still respects the people that work there. He still respects the company and his time. So he's not going to go around, just saying bad stuff like, "Oh man, you really should know this about Nintendo." So he didn't do any of that. Have y'all seen any other interviews that he's been doing?
I seen a couple, and I kind of pulled up the one where he kind of states the stuff about choosing to pack in Wii Sports, and I'm trying to find the one where he said he didn't like the Wii name. I wanted you to kind of elaborate on that one because I can't find that particular statement. But go ahead.
So about that, I saw that in one of the interviews, and I can't find it anymore either. So I'm not even sure I want to say it. But I do remember him saying that he wasn't a true fan of the Wii name. I forgot what interview that was because they had asked him a question. They were like, "Did you want to use the Revolution name?" And he said we had a bunch of names available, but they wanted to stick with Wii. He was like, this sounds so embarrassing. This is what Reggie said. He said this sounds so embarrassing, but it stuck. It worked. But he did not want to use the Wii name. So I did write a few things down. He thought Metroid Other M would be more successful. He really had high hopes for Metroid Other M.
Uh-huh.
One of the questions was asked, what is his favorite video game currently? And guess what he said? Breath of the Wild. He could have said anything. He don't even work for Nintendo anymore, and he said Breath of the Wild.
Right.
Here's one. It says Wii U. It became clear that after 3 months, they had an issue. 3 months into the life cycle of the Wii U, they already knew.
It was over.
Really?
Yes.
Elaborate on that a little bit.
That they had an issue, and they knew that it wasn't going to live up to the success of the Wii. Because you got to understand that they were coming off the back of the Wii, and they knew 3 months. Even though it sold, what was it, like 1 million the first year? Like, it sold well the first year, but they knew that it wasn't going to have the same
I think I saw that
power of the Wii. And I should have wrote more on that. He said that the Wii U was complicated for the user to understand the benefit of the game.
For the users.
Yeah.
Really?
These are things that he thought about the Wii U. He said it was too complicated for the user to understand the benefit of the gamepad.
Oh, okay. That's what he said.
He said the Wii U does not have enough games, and it had a convoluted message. And I'm just sitting there reading some of these things, and I'm just like, but you got on stage and talked about this thing. I get it. That's your job.
That's his job.
That's your job. But man, that's kind of interesting. And I'm gonna get into some more things too. He said Mr. Iwata used the prototype of the Switch and knew it would be successful. And I got that from Bloomberg. He said that, he said Iwata, because a lot of people was like, when he passed away, Nintendo kind of soared and became successful. But he was like, no, this truly was Mr. Iwata's baby. You know what I'm saying? He gave him a prototype early on before the thing was even close to looking like how it looks now. And they just knew it was going to be successful.
I like how he said that he knew the mini, I don't know if it was the mini Game Boy or the mini DS. It was some mini device that they was making. He said he knew that it was going to be a failure before it ever hit the shelves. And he told Nintendo Japan that this was not going to work and they wouldn't listen to him. And so he used it as an example. He said, how did he put? He said, he warned them that it wasn't going to work, but he didn't push hard against it because he wanted to use it as a teachable moment down the road. So I think basically paraphrasing, that they had listened to him more when he tried to give them sound advice. He said because the buttons was too small, or the screen was too small, and it just wasn't what's the word? Practical for use. It was you couldn't. It wasn't a practical, like the Switch works. It makes sense as soon as you touch it. Whereas the mini, I don't know which one it was, the mini Game Boy or mini. It was some mini handheld device where it was literally smaller than a Joy-Con controller, basically. And he said when they realized that they had made a mistake, but he had already warned them that was going to happen, but they didn't listen to him.
Right.
So he said he used it as a teachable moment. He didn't fight it, but he's like, I'm gonna use it as a teachable moment when it goes according to exactly like I said it was gonna go, and it did. So it seemed like Reggie had to bite his tongue a lot and do what they was telling him to do. So something like you said, Keith, why did he go on stage and promote something he didn't believe in? Because Iwata or Miyamoto, in most cases it was Miyamoto, that he had to acquiesce to Japan, and the language barrier and the communication issue. He said that was a problem. Trying to synchronize between Japan, America, and I guess the Western. Well, we are Western, but the European area over there in Europe and France and all that area over there, trying to network between all them different groups. It was a lot of miscommunication and stuff that should have been more thoroughly researched, like with the Mini, couldn't be because of the barrier in communication. But he said he used it as a teachable moment. Go ahead, my bad. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you good. You good. I just got a few more points here, and then I'm gonna end on one that's pretty big. Well, I think it's pretty big, coming from Reggie. So yeah, when it came to Mother 3, when Mother 3 came out for the Game Boy Advance handheld in 2006, Nintendo had already transitioned to its next portable platform, the DS. He said putting resources into translating and localizing a role-playing game for older machine just didn't make business sense. I don't understand that, because they constantly put out and redo their games, but for some reason they wouldn't put out Mother 3. That didn't make sense to me when I read that.
He said they wouldn't do it, or
yeah, they said it didn't make business sense to put that game out. But we had every Mario re-release, every Zelda re-released. That I don't think that's all the way true.
There's a lot of, I think there is a breakdown with Japan. I think Nintendo kind of goes the way Japan goes, and kind of everybody else kind of has to fit in, and then every now and again they're able to do things that make sense for their market and their area. Like, I think Nintendo of America is able to do things that make sense for Nintendo of America, but a lot of times they have to wrestle with Japan, trying to make Nintendo of Japan understand why this makes sense for this market. And a lot of the concepts that they do over in Japan, they are, what's the word? Just disconnected and just out of the know of how things move and operate outside of their what's under their noses. Like, they act as if everyone likes what Japan's like sometimes, I think. And I think that's why we don't have a lot of the games that we over here would gravitate towards, because it's not big over there. So,
True.
Like the Mother might be bigger here than it is in Japan. So it doesn't make sense to them there. Whereas Reggie or whoever over here is like, it makes all the sense here. But because they don't think it makes sense, then if you can't convince, because I'm going to read this real quick with even the packing in Wii Sports. Like, it said the broad knowledge of our franchises, the knowledge of our history you bring up, the pack-in software concept, the fact that as I'm trying to sell the concept of packing in Wii Sports in order to be able to say, look, Mr. Iwata or Mr. Miyamoto, I know we've done this before because I brought my Super NES system with the pack-in Super Mario World, so I know you've done it and you understand the benefits, and so here's my rationale. So he had to convince them, and it said Miyamoto was upset that they packed in Wii Sports. So it's like, I remember the dude over that does Zelda now brought up the fact that Miyamoto would go in and change stuff, and he had to come back and change it back. And it was like, I know back in the day everybody wanted to praise Miyamoto, but his genius has also been a hindrance and a blind spot for Nintendo for a long time because Miyamoto tries to form fit everybody into his shoes. What he thinks makes good gaming, he tries to make everybody. He has that I know what's best for everyone instead of listening to maybe input from younger gamers and from people outside of his context and outside of his ideas and his beliefs about gaming. Like he'd go in and look at what other companies were doing and other development studios was doing, and he'd be like, yeah, that's cool, but that's not Nintendo, that's not us. And it's like, fool, voice chat is something that you need to consider. Fool, maybe we'd start tired of reading these boxes and having to read all this dot. So I think, Keith, that what I'm learning from Reggie is there's a lot of detachment at the higher ups at Nintendo in Japan that has hurt Nintendo over the years. That I think Iwata was ahead of his time. I think Miyamoto is a genius, but I think they need to listen. They should have listened more to people outside of their inner circles, and instead of going with their tried and true, this is how we do it formula. I think Reggie is kind of letting us peer into the reality that there was a lot of miscommunication and a lot of barriers that caused a lot of the issues that we as gamers and Nintendo fans had to endure until they got back on their feet with the Switch and whatever else. So that's what I've been gaining from all these interviews. And Reggie saying a lot, but he still loves Nintendo. He ain't throwing them under the bus, but he is sharing some interesting nuggets about their decision making that he didn't agree with. Some where he made very wise decisions, like packing in Wii Sports, because I don't think Wii Sports was packaged in Japan. Or was
it wasn't.
So it wasn't packaged in Japan, but it was in the States. And that system probably wouldn't have been the phenomenon without that game being packed in.
Yeah, I agree.
They needed something to get the message out of what this controller is that's going completely non-traditional. So
Right.
it to me it makes sense.
Right.
I'll skip these next 2 points because we probably don't need to spend too much more time because, like you said, anybody can go around and look at these interviews and just see what he's saying. But the last thing that I want to bring up that Reggie said was he think the future of gaming is Game Pass. He said, I know Nintendo, he said it straight from his mouth. He said, I know Nintendo has a wealth of games where they could do that if they wanted to.
Let me find that.
And it kind of
they want you to spend that money though.
Right. And it kind of sounded like that's something that he's pitched. The way he was talking about it.
Really?
A Game Pass for because he was like, yeah, Nintendo has plenty of games they could do that if they wanted to. He's like, that is the future of gaming. The Netflix style gaming is the future of gaming. So
he said that recently, or this is an older one?
No, that was recently when he was going around on this book tour. He said he think the future of gaming is a Netflix style, which is like Game Pass.
Because he said that back in 2019. He made a similar statement about streaming is the future. So I'm trying to make sure
Yeah, he said that recently again. So
okay. Yeah, Reggie seemed to know his stuff, man. I think, like I said, I think his hand was held in a certain degree from the power-ups that he wasn't, hired in. Like, clearly Miyamoto has a lot of sway in how Nintendo moves. And Iwata even more so than Miyamoto. But Miyamoto controlled a lot of how Nintendo moved. And I think he held a lot of influence and sway over the company. And I think a lot of his moves over the years panned out to be foolish moves, like Wii Music. I remember seeing that brother sitting on the E3 stage, and he really thought he was doing something. I was like, bro, you look like an absolute idiot up there, and this is not going to work. And I think that's what spelled the doom for Nintendo for a while for me. Like this is it. Him and Nintendo Land. I I remember Reggie up there trying to pitch it. You could tell Reggie didn't believe in what he was pitching. He didn't believe in Nintendo Land. It's clear that he didn't believe in Wii U. He didn't understand it, like you said. And I think it proved itself to be misunderstood. So I wonder what it would look like had they listened to Reggie more. What could have happened with a lot of that stuff. So that's interesting.
It said the Wii U, which failed so spectacularly that the company had to rush out its next console.
Where you see that at?
Earlier than planned. So everything that we had said, man, this thing feels rushed. That's why. They said
it was. They to me they went against their whole strategy, because when they first showed us the Wii U, it was supposed to be, the U was supposed to be for core gamers. It's for you. And they were showing that montage of all the third party, and then it's like they had the little deal with Ubisoft, and I think they even had EA come on the stage, and they had the behind the scene. They showed, I think, what's that game from Ubisoft, K-Bum? We was talking about it with the possibility of Ubisoft being sold. Vegas.
Watchmen? Or...
No, the Vegas, because what is the name of that game? They shooting game. They got several ones.
Division?
Not Division.
Rainbow Six, Ghost Recon, The Division.
Remember they showed Ghost Recon on the Switch, on the Wii U, Keith, and you can use the gamepad to control the drones, and they were showing all that behind the scenes in a well, they showed it in a closed off room. Miyamoto was in there, the Ubisoft head of Ubisoft was in there, and they was playing it. They let us see it, but it wasn't on the E3 floor. It was privately shown, and it was that game being, they was showing it. You can find it. I think I could find it on the Wii U. Hold up, just for kicks. But if y'all got anything else to add to this, K-Bone, you got anything to add? What was the name of that game again?
The Division?
No, the one you said.
Ghost Recon?
Ghost Recon. There it is.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I did want to say that in another in the comment section again, but Sneed, THPS, said he totally agrees with streaming / Game Pass will totally take over. And so in the comment section, we also have someone agreeing that with Reggie, that the future of video games is the Netflix type Game Pass type setup that Microsoft is as of right now championing.
What you see here is
right, that type of setup. So
you pick the
which I do agree that game is going to go that way. From a person that doesn't know how to get up and I'll say one thing that's funny. My brother, which again I bought his PS5 because I was trying to make sure he got one. But he called me this past weekend. Hope you don't listen to the podcast. He'd be mad if I tell it. But he called me this past weekend and asked me, did I buy him a physical or digital version?
Let me say this real quick, K-Bun. Fair use on this footage. Fair use. Go ahead.
Go ahead. He asked me if I buy him a physical or digital copy of a PS5. I'm like, no, man, you got a physical. You got one with the disc drive. He's like, where is it? that just shows you that all the games we've been playing is digital. It's been downloaded on the internet, and games are moving more, and people and games are moving more and more away from physical copies of games. So I do think that Netflix setup is the future. Is in short, to make my story short.
Well, right. So, but I'm showing this Ghost Recon on the Wii U because this was what they showed in 2011 when they was pitching the Wii U, and it seemed like when the PlayStation 3 was it PlayStation 3 or the Xbox or the PlayStation 4?
No, it was PlayStation 4.
Was it the PlayStation 4 that got announced? Yeah, the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One got announced. It seemed like those companies kind of been like, nah, we going a different direction. But this was they was promoting on the Wii U at first, and this was playing on that whole U, the Wii U. The U part is for the core gamer. Like if the Wii was considered blue ocean, super casual, then the Wii U is for those folks and you. That's what Reggie was pitching. And they were showing games like this, and then you use the gamepad with the drones. But you never saw this on the Wii U. You never saw nothing like this come onto the Wii U. So
it's their own fault though. Like they put a console out that was a little bit ahead of the consoles that was already out. That's your fault because you already know when Sony and Microsoft put out their new console, it's going to be maybe 10 times more powerful than what's currently out. You put a console that was like 2 times more powerful that was already out, and barely that. It really, at the end of the day, it really like it was on par. Let some other techies tell it's far superior, but the games didn't say that, and that's all that matters. What did the games say?
Yeah, the raw numbers can say a lot, but it's all just same thing with the PS3 for a while. The raw numbers for the PS3 said it was the most powerful system out there, but the games were glitchy and the 24 frames per second. It was terrible.
Man, yeah,
I agree.
So anyway, that I just wanted y'all to see kind of what Reggie was saying. Like the Wii U, it was jacked up how that situation went left so fast. But anyway, so let's continue. So what y'all want to jump on next? This whole Bethesda thing. I heard that Nintendo was talking about a new Switch. We don't want to talk about that. I don't think they disclose much. So
if we do have time, I had another topic that I didn't get a chance to put on here, but we'll see if we have time.
All right. So where we going to Bethesda?
Yes. Let's go.
Let's go to Bethesda. So so I'm trying to be fair because I don't want to, because they be thinking we be hating on the Xbox, but it's not. So what's the name of that game that's supposed to be coming out that we ain't seen nothing that? Starfield. There it is. So today, I don't know if it was today or
it was today.
Week. It was today. So apparently, Bethesda Starfield release date was shared, and it has been delayed till 2023.
First quarter is what they say.
So let's look, and we can look at this. So this game was supposed to have been out, right? It's supposed to have been out.
No.
Was it?
It's supposed to come out this year. No. I believe the end of this year, Christmas time, I think was the date. So I think October timeframe, something like that, was the date for it.
So let me read this. Bethesda. So I'm finna read it. So
Starfield, yeah.
It says 2 of Bethesda's highest profile games won't make their long promised release date. The Microsoft-owned company has. Oh, ain't that interesting? The Microsoft y'all trying to be funny in this. The Microsoft-owned company has delayed both the sci-fi RPG Starfield and Arkane's vampire shooter Redfall to the first half of 2023. So they don't really even give us an actual date. They just say the first half. That can be anywhere between.
They say half or quarter.
It says first half.
First half, okay.
So that could be anywhere between January and June. So
yeah.
The developers have incredible ambition and needs extra time to deliver the best, most polished title they can, according to Bethesda. The studio promised deep dive gameplay exploring for 2 projects soon. Starfield was previously slated to ship November the 11th of this year, while Redfall was poised to launch in the summer. These certainly aren't the only major games delayed to 2023. Of course, Breath of the Wild sequel, EA's PG Tour are amongst those pushed back. Bethesda delay may sting more than usual, though. Starfield is a tentpole game, tentpole game that will show what the company can do under Microsoft's wings. We're gonna stop right there. That's a good segue into explaining the topic, explaining the title. Keith came up with this title of the cast. The next year Series X. Because next year Series X, it's not the Xbox Series X, it's the next year Series X, because We've been waiting for something compelling to buy on the Xbox Series X and S since it launched. Starfield was supposed to be, well, of course, we got what you said, Craig K-Bomb. What'd you say? Was it Craig?
Craig.
So of course you got Craig with Halo Infinite, and that really was supposed to be they first big flagship title. Of course, they dropped the ball. They fumbled the ball out the gate. And they had to put Craig on the shelf. And then when they finally brought Craig and Master Chief back, while it was good, it didn't live up to the expectation of most. I heard the online was fun, and it had its run, it's 15 minutes of spotlight, but then quickly it went back into obscurity. I ain't heard pretty much nobody talking about Halo.
I haven't played it in a while. I played it for a good little minute. You guys remember that, but I haven't played it in a while.
Played it for a second myself.
And I haven't. I'm saying I haven't heard. Normally with games like those, you hear about them regularly for a while. Like when Call of Duty come out and it's pretty good, you heard about Cold War for a while. It stayed out front. And other games like Ratchet and Clank stayed out front for a while. Uncharted 4 stayed out front for a while. Breath of the Wild 2. You just name it. God of War. Those games stay in the mouths of journalists and commentators of on these gaming streams and these websites. Those games stay in their mouth for a while. Halo kind of came and went just like that. So it must have didn't have that. It didn't stroke many cards. But we've been looking for a reason to buy an Xbox Series X. And I think for you, K-Bum, and you, Keith, Starfield was the game that y'all was anticipating highly, right?
Yep.
So,
yeah. I love the sci-fi type game. So yeah.
So segue into you guys. Is this a problem? Does and I don't even really think it's a Bethesda issue more so than a Microsoft issue. Is this a problem? And if it is, why is it? Go ahead, Keith. Go ahead, Keith, first.
Man, I'm sorry. It's a problem because you've already said it. We've been waiting for that game since the release of the Series X and S, and we thought it was going to be Halo, and guess what? It got delayed. So I heard somebody try to use it as an example, like you want those games to come out like Halo? Well, bro, Halo got delayed, and it came out the next year, and it was still trash. And my biggest issue with this is that we still haven't seen any gameplay. Now they said we're gonna get some gameplay in June, cool, but it's a problem because I don't really know what I'm missing. So in retrospect, it's like, well, this doesn't affect me. I don't know what type of game I'm missing, but it's like I was kind of really anticipating this game to come out and be a banger and display what this company's been doing. I mean, what has it been since 2018? Microsoft has acquired 23 studios, and we can't seem to get a compelling title. And this was that, like the article said, was the tentpole. Now I'll admit I don't know anything about Redfall. It wasn't even on my radar.
I didn't find that out. I thought it was a misprint. I'm like, no, it's Starfield.
Yeah, I don't even know what Redfall is. But it's sad as a consumer to constantly have some type of negative connotation even with the Xbox One, some type of negative connotation when it comes to Microsoft and producing high quality AAA games. It's like this joke is getting old now. Like I'm a subscriber of Game Pass. Yes, games come. I've been playing Tunic on it, and I think that's a fantastic game. But let's be real. We know why we're here. Do you? Do you know why we're here? We're not just here just to play little knick-knack paddywhack games. I want an actual deep game, and Microsoft. I'm sorry, that's kind of funny. Microsoft is like, I don't know. Even hearing that it's being delayed doesn't give me hope. Like I just mentioned with Halo was delayed and it still came out trash. Yeah, we don't want another Cyberpunk on our hand, But
Oh Lord.
and Bethesda games are known for being buggy, so Microsoft could be like, "Hey, we want better quality." That could be it. But the fact that they haven't shown any gameplay worries me. The fact that I really didn't even know what Redfall was kind of worries me because that seemed like it wasn't even like on that high level AAA scale, but I guess it was. But Microsoft, honestly, just to be 1,000% real, all gloves off, they need to do better. Period. They got to do better, and
Gotta
like
do better.
we got to stop giving them a pass with these games. But doom. We got to start giving them a pass.
I caught it. I caught it.
We got to start giving them a pass and saying, well, this is just good for games. Nah, bro, y'all really got to do better. Y'all gonna spend a bunch of money on these studios, like a bunch of money, and you're buying up like what was it, Activision? Like that could have just stayed where it was if y'all not gonna do nothing with it. I know it just happened, but I have no faith in gaming when it comes to Microsoft. I want to be surprised. I want to be extremely happy, but I have zero hope when it comes to them. And like, I'm not even a fanboy. I don't even own an Xbox. I have Game Pass, but it's the joke is starting to get old, man. It's starting to get old. Like, where the games at? Seriously.
I'm gonna come after you, K-Bone. Doors makes some he got me stirred up. I was about to. I was like, no, let K-Bone come on in here. Go ahead, man.
This is scary. So I'm not trying. I don't want to over dramatize what's going on here. Let me say that first. I don't want to over dramatize and say the sky is falling and the sky is falling because the Xbox Series X is selling. It's the fastest selling Microsoft console ever. So let's get that out the way, right? So people are buying the system regardless of what's out there to play on it, right? But I, it's not similar to the Wii, so it's not the same issue that the Wii had when they sold all those copies and they were just collecting dust on people shelves, right? Towards the end of its lifetime, towards the end, not during this hype. But I just don't know what they're offering gamers that is so unique to the Xbox Series X. I've contemplated many times buying it. I mean, I was almost on the button to say buy, and I kept talking to myself, what am I going to play? Why am I buying this system? What am I doing on this system that I can't do with my PS5 or I can't do with my Xbox One? Why am I spending $500 for this? $600, and I could never come up with a good decision. I can never come up with a good answer on why to spend $600, other than the fact that I like games and I won't have all the games, right? And so, seeing this flagship game, which is the first game from Bethesda that was going to be Xbox only, which is going to be the their trophy for buying Bethesda is now delayed. Even their other game that they've been touting, they've been showing in front of people. They've been saying that this is going to be the reason to get an Xbox Series X, which is Hellblade. We saw one video that people picked apart. I liked it, but people picked apart and had issues with, right? And we have, and it had that one video, and it's been in the oven cooking ever since, and we haven't seen or heard anything else from that game. And Keith alluded to a good point. They purchased 23 studios, and where is the fruit of their labor? Where is the result of that work? And I don't. It sucks, man. Because I sound doom and gloom. I sound like, oh, the PlayStation guy just want to find a reason to hate on Xbox. No. What are you doing to make me spend money on your console? I have money sitting right here, ready, waiting to be spent on your console, but you have not giving me a reason to give you my money. That is not a fanboy talking. That is someone who loves video games, and I'm willing to give you my money. But you have to give me a reason to do it. And that's where I'm coming from. I'm not coming from a place that guy that want to point and laugh at Xbox. I'm coming from a guy who wants to play video games. I bought Xbox 360 just to play Mass Effect. That was it. That's the only reason I bought the Xbox 360, because it had Mass Effect, and the PlayStation 3 did not. That's it. That's all I need. All I need is one game. I don't need. I bought my Xbox One. The Xbox One, because it had EA access, and PlayStation didn't. So I bought it from a buddy who had just got the new Xbox. Yeah, all I need is one thing. I don't need much. If you give me one good reason to buy your system, and I'll do it. And a good sale. Let me not say that. Let me say that too. Let's get that out of the way too. But they haven't given a reason, man, and it sucks. It sucks for them. It sucks for their fans. It sucks for people who's waiting for this. Just give us something to buy your system, man, and stop delaying. Come with a good product. So if you have to delay it to give a good product, please do that. But come on, man, give us something from all that work you've done.
Yeah,
that's my point.
I mean, well, my thing is this. Okay, they showed us Hellblade way back, even a year before, at the end of what was that video game award? Was that
Video Game Awards? Yeah,
Video
right.
Game Award. Wasn't that 2018? They showed that.
I don't know.
Was it 2018 or 2019? I think it was 2018. When did the Xbox Series X release?
I want to say it released in the pandemic.
So was it 2020?
It released in 20. It released in 20.
Then I think. Go ahead, Keith.
No, I thought it was last year. No, you good?
No, it released in pandemic.
Okay, so whatever. Okay, if both the systems released in 2020, then they showed Hellblade, like a concept of Hellblade in 2019 at Video Game Awards, and we seen Hellblade again last year.
Yep.
But we haven't seen. Okay, so that game hasn't come out yet. Starfield. How long have y'all known?
I don't know
about
if it even has a date.
Yeah, that one, it doesn't have a date or nothing. How long have you known about Starfield? How many years now?
I don't remember. I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember.
When was the first time we saw it? When was that?
I thought it was at E3, if I'm not mistaken. I know they showed it. Did they show it before they got bought out by?
Yeah, it was before.
Did they show it? Okay.
I'm gonna find it. Go ahead. I'm listening though.
Yeah, I don't.
21.
Remember
so they showed
because
we played it. I'll play it again. We played it when we talked about this a week or so ago. So they showed the concept for this. This is back in 21. We saw this. So, and it was supposed to be releasing this year in November. So Microsoft, what have they released? They had Halo, Horizon. Not Horizon. What is the name of their racing game? Forza Horizon. Forza Horizon. And what else? What else have they released? First part. I mean, major, like what we would consider
Forza?
The summer blockbuster or the Christmas blockbuster. What have they released? Forza Horizon and what else? Halo Infinite. What else? What other major title have they released?
Crickets.
I don't think they have. Game Pass is what they've been riding on, and a lot of people are liking what Game Pass is offering. But like you said, K-Bomb,
they should. It's a lot of quality. Quality there.
Yeah, I think we all seen those sentiments, but there should be a game that we can point to that's a system mover that is not related to Game Pass. What's making Game Pass so cool is it's almost like what you do with
GameFly.
With GameFly, you're able to access certain games day one, day and date. I think even a few third-party games. Am I not mistaken?
I can get pretty much any game when it
not
launches.
You. I'm talking about Game Pass. allowed
Yeah,
certain
yes,
third-party
yes.
games on coming day and date as
Some
well.
third party because actually the baseball game was direct to Game Pass.
And it was on there before PlayStation people got a chance to play it, right?
No, it was same time.
It was same time. Okay, I thought it
Same
was
time,
like
but
I thought they
it
had
was
got early access to it or something like that. And they was
no early.
yeah.
There is early access, but that was for both consoles.
Okay. So and this is fair use. I ain't playing the sound, but fair use just in case. But my issue is this system is almost got 2020, 2021. So 2020, 21, that's a year. And we going to be going out of 2022, and there's only been 2 significant games that we can name, and even those ain't really significant. And that's Halo has been lost its muster, and then they dropped the ball with Craig. So Halo Infinite didn't hit like it was supposed to do because it got delayed out of the first year. And then for Forza Horizon, which is a good game. I'm not knocking that at all. But everything else has been
good. It's good.
Everything else has been. Go ahead.
I want to add. So to be concrete, it came out November 10, 2020.
Okay.
Right. I'm on Wikipedia and I'm looking at all games released on the Xbox Game Studios. I didn't even know Forza Horizon 4 released on the Xbox Series X. I thought that was an Xbox One game. It says Gears 5 was released November 10, 2020.
That was Xbox One X. That I don't count that one. That was like a cross-gen. Yeah, it came out. That came out.
But remember, every game that came out on Xbox Series X in the first year was always cross-platform.
Yeah, so I didn't count that. I was talking about something that was strictly
just like Ratchet and Clank was.
Yeah, like that. And I think all their titles were backwards compatible, but
for the first year,
Forza Horizon was made with the Xbox Series X in mind, whereas Gears of War was made for the Xbox One X and moved over to the Series X. So that's why I ain't never really counted it. It was already made for the One X first.
But let's say it was made for the Series X.
Okay.
Forza Horizon 5 and Gears 5. Are they really those games though?
Gears?
Be honest.
No, not anymore. Not anymore. I like Gears. I'm a big Gears fan, and if they would have released Gears for the Xbox Series X, and I knew it was made with the Xbox Series X in mind, that would have been a game that may have got me to, go out and get the Xbox Series X. I like Gears, but I know Gears ain't what it used to be. So I'm with you. I know what you're saying. It's not the system seller it used to be. So no, it's not. It's not anymore. So yeah, I agree with you.
It's looking pretty bad over here. But go ahead. I'm sorry I cut in.
No, I'm just saying you making a compelling point. Like you named 3 games. You named Horizon, Forza Horizon. We arguing, we debating if we even should count Gears of War 5. But okay, let's count Gears of War 5. And what? Halo. So so in that time, let's look at
Crossfire X.
Who?
What'd you say?
Who?
Crossfire X, you said.
Is that game? Are people even playing that game anymore? Is it still live?
So we have a problem here, man. We do. It is a problem because they don't. I mean, outside of Game Pass and third party, and the luxury of not having to buy those games with Game Pass, that's what they rolling on, and it is doing what it need to do. But for us who are looking for, like you said, K-Bum, a reason, and Keith, you said it too, a reason to buy the Xbox Series X as far as a game exclusive to that platform, they have yet to give us one. I feel like Sony has gave us plenty of games and got games coming that we gonna want for the. Well, let's look at it. Ratchet and Clank. What else? Horizon Zero Dawn.
Horizon Zero Dawn, yes, sir. There's
what
a difference.
else? What else? Name some more games.
No, Sifu is cross-platform, so that doesn't count. So
No.
you're talking about the one that's already here or coming?
That's here. That we know that's
Okay.
coming this year, and that's here already. Returnals.
God of War it's coming this year.
God of War, Returnals.
Returnal.
What else?
Yep.
Just that's PlayStation.
That's still more than just off the bat. You put me on the spot. I wasn't ready for it.
What'd you say, Keith?
I said I'm looking it up too.
Yeah, I don't want to because I don't want to give credit where if it ain't just if Sony ain't had nothing either. We need to make sure.
Miles Morales. Yep,
Miles Morales. I forgot about that one. That was
Miles Morales. Yep.
So on PlayStation, Sony games, and you gotta count these because PlayStation 5 came out in 2020 as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
So y'all said Horizon Forbidden West.
Yep.
Miles Morales. Is the Spider-Man 2? That's not out yet.
Nope.
They have Ghost of Tsushima here, but that's a PS4 game. Or we count
that? You shouldn't count it, but
if
the
we
upgrade
count
to the
War 5, we can count Ghost, but I'm not counting.
I wouldn't count Ghost.
I won't count
but
Ghost.
But the upgrade to PS5 was ridiculous. That 60 frames per second made it ridiculous. But I wouldn't count it.
No, we can't count that. I'm with K-Bum on that. So no, we can't count that game. Go ahead.
I got Ratchet and Clank.
That's 3.
Returnal, you said.
Returnal. Yep.
So we had
Gran Turismo 7. Are we counting that?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Let's see. Death Stranding. So I will say those will be it as well. I mean, they got a Neo remastered on here. Sackboy: A Big Adventure.
To me, that counts.
No, yeah, I think that was PS5.
That counts. It came out. It released.
That's PS5 and Astrobot.
Astrobot.
It's a free game.
I skipped over it, but okay, Astrobot.
Yeah, it's a free game, but yeah, that showed off the.
That's why I bought it.
It showed off what the PS5 can do, especially the controller.
What we're trying to identify is games that made you want to buy the PlayStation 5. And I would say for me,
one of them?
Astrobot. What'd you say?
Destruction All Stars.
No.
Please stop.
Stop. I would say Astrobot because I was going to say Astro, but I didn't know if Cable was going to let me get that.
Yeah, I would definitely say that.
But Astrobot was one of my favorite games in 2020. Like that was my favorite game in 2020. And then Miles Morales, absolutely awesome game. Short but awesome, and it was the proper length for a release title to a system. It introduced you to the power of what the PlayStation 5 can do. Ratchet Clank introduced you to the controller and what it can do. So both those games made you understand what PlayStation was trying to do. Then you came back with Ratchet Clank at the top of the year. It didn't make us wait a long time to get that game. We got Ratchet Clank, which showed off the bells and the whistles of the PlayStation 5, which made you be like, I'm glad I own this system. Then you add in all the upgrades to the Ghost of Tsushimas, not the Left 4 Dead, but is that Left 4 Dead? No, what is that? Not Uncharted, but
Last of Us.
Last of Us, they had an upgrade for that to 60 frames per second, pumping up that so you can got more value out of those games. Then you got Horizon Forbidden West. Then you got Gran Turismo. So that's in a year and a half. We halfway through the second year. That's what we've had for the PlayStation. All we've gotten was Halo and Forza for the Xbox.
Same games we've been getting.
Right. And we got God of War coming. I didn't even say Returnals because I plan on getting Returnals. You still got Returnals, which look like an awesome game to me. So there's a lot of reasons. There's a lot of more reasons to buy the PlayStation than the Xbox far as exclusive titles. Now, Game Pass is a monster. It is. It's a monster that cannot be ignored. But I'm not giving Microsoft and Xbox a pass. They need some actual compelling games. not just Game Pass, but I think if you add some titles, and if these titles end up coming out, and this is what we kind of talked about, if these titles end up coming out, and let's say they are like Andromeda.
The Dark Souls remaster. I forgot about that. That was PlayStation.
Oh yeah, the Dark Souls remaster was another really showing off the power, right? You sure right.
You can count that because a lot of people, the Dark Souls community definitely counts that as a system seller.
Yeah, it was a major system seller. So if these games come out next year whenever they're gonna come out in 2023, let's say first quarter 2023, right? And I think they trying to put them games up there to compete with the Breath of the Wilds and whatever else coming out in that same time frame. Let's say if they don't live up to the hype, what does that do? Does that affect them or does it do nothing?
You said it don't live up to the hype?
If it don't live, let's say we get a cyberpunk situation or a Andromeda or what's
Lord.
the other one from EA? The one that came out that looked like it was gonna be dope.
Anthem.
Like, what if we get some stuff like that where it's not what we thought? It doesn't live up to the hype that they like. What does that affect them or are they cool?
Problem.
It's a problem.
I don't make games. I play them. So if it doesn't live up to the hype, then they got some management issues that they need to figure out. Because again, prime example, Halo. They were going to release Halo in the condition that it was a year prior to when they released it.
True.
They were going to release that game until the fans said, no, this is not good. So you gotta kind of question the integrity now. Bethesda is still their own thing. They just operating under Microsoft, so they still probably have the same core. I don't know. Somebody could correct me on that or not.
Oh,
so
was
Deathloop.
that PlayStation exclusive? Deathloop was PlayStation exclusive, wasn't it?
Exclusive, but it's still a Bethesda game, so it's coming to Microsoft.
No. I was counting on the PlayStation side because it was still PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, okay.
I forgot about that.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Let me ask you. Go ahead, Keith. Go ahead.
Keep finishing the point.
You kind of threw me off a little bit, but the are you good? But the games. No, you threw me off. I don't have it.
Let me ask this. Okay. So I'm trying to get my thought back. Let me get up to the mic. Okay, so what was I finna say? Man, my mind Keith made me forget what I was finna say.
Threw everybody off. My bad.
But no, I had something I was finna say. And
so what we were talking about? We were talking about are they in trouble? And Keith, you started making a point about management. Right?
Oh yeah. Okay. So we gonna have to reevaluate management if these newer games are just not coming out. Like, okay, so let's do like a little history off memory. Like, they had some games that we thought were gonna be bangers. What was that one where the dude was running around the city? Had Terry Crews in it.
Yeah, Terry Crews. It was with the cloud streaming type of thing. Crackdown. Yep.
They had Crackdown. They had the other one that's like a survivor horror game.
State of Decay.
State of Decay. Like, these games were supposed to be like bangers, and they came out but subpar.
Duds.
It's still coming out this year. I mean, State of Decay, I think, comes out this year. I think the third one.
Did they? Go ahead. Who bought Activision?
Microsoft.
So Microsoft bought both Activision and Bethesda, right? Okay, I'm just trying.
Yes.
So they spent over almost $80 billion on both of them, $100 billion on both of them companies. They ain't got no games yet. Go ahead. Because it may be. Go ahead, Keith. I interrupt you. Go ahead, man.
No, that's hilarious. But like in retrospect, you can look at them and say they're nervous, they're tentative, because they haven't really been successful, even with the games that should have been good. So I get it. And then you got your baby up there, Halo. This is your crown jewel, and the fans are telling you no, and then you delay it for a year, and they're still like, maybe it needed another year. So it's like, I know it ain't Phil. I know Phil is just a talk piece or whatever. He's not a developer, but something ain't clicking over there when it comes to these games, man. And if these games come out and they're duds, then you're gonna have to really look at management and probably kind of like what they used to say about Nintendo. Man, they got to get Iwata out of there. Well, somebody got to go at Microsoft because Sony can give you 1 or 2 games for the year and you'll be great. Nintendo can do the same. Microsoft will give you 1 or 2 games and you like, where the games at?
Right. Now, I would say this, Keith, I think it's what you say has already been clearly identified because you don't go out and spend almost $100 billion to acquire 2 companies if you ain't identified that you have problems within your own development studios. So to buy Bethesda and then turn around and drop another 68-something billion on Activision, you saying we have problems, we can't fix them, so we're going to buy our way out of it. And that's what you did. Now, we could be all looking like Boo-Boo the Fool because now they did say they delaying the next Call of Duty. Am I not mistaken?
No. The next Call of Duty, which is Modern Warfare 2, is coming out this year. It is the Call of Duty after this one that is being delayed.
Okay, so
the one for this year is coming out, Modern Warfare 2.
Okay, so what was I finna say? Go back upstairs, boo. No, go give me my hug. Go ahead. You know you're not supposed to be down here. All right, thank you. Now go. So the new Call of Duty is coming out this year.
Yes, Modern Warfare 2.
And
yes.
it's not gonna be exclusive though.
It will not be exclusive. They have to satisfy their contract that they have with PlayStation.
Okay, then I can't count it at all. So
nope.
I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. I mean, Bethesda has always been kind of a company for me anyway. I can't think of really any Bethesda titles I play. I think the only one I bought was what is it? The shooting game? Not Doom. Is it Doom?
No, they don't do Doom.
Which one is the shooting game that they got? The one with all the devil mess in it. It is fast. Is that it?
That's Doom.
Ain't Doom by Bethesda?
Yes.
Yeah,
it is.
So.
That's Bethesda.
Messed me up.
That's Bethesda.
Yeah.
I thought that was ID. My bad.
No, I played Doom.
Bethesda.
Yeah, man, I don't know. Microsoft we should be seeing some fruits on like this apple tree should have been unbudded and show some signs of fruit. It ain't. It's like like Nintendo showing fruit. Sony is definitely showing their fruit. I don't know what Microsoft. I don't know what's going on, but something going on, man. Something is off. Something is off. Unless they just like Game Pass is where it is, and we good as long as they sell like K-Pop said. As long as they selling and moving more systems than they ever had, I guess things is cool. Cause they ain't in no urgent position. They moving systems. They might not be beating Sony, but they moving enough system where they feel comfortable. So I don't know. But I just Game Pass ain't enough for me. You know, I'm just sorry, it's not for me. I need a game. I need some games, not just a game. Some games. And I haven't seen anything that's compelling to me.
So I was right. The developer is ID, but the publisher is Bethesda. So, okay. For the Doom game, sorry.
I just look at it like this, man. Like, I hate to go back to that. Well, you can make the same stuff that we were saying 5 years ago. We can apply it now, but I hate to do that to Microsoft constantly. That's why I was saying that this joke is getting old. But you look at them bangers that Sony always giving us, even the ones that I don't really even play, but the fans have something to play. Like, I don't play the Horizon games. I bought it twice, and I just can't get into it. I tried. God of War is amazing. They coming out with another one. Even if the thing about it is, you know, I've heard some Xbox fans say, well, we don't know if those games are going to be good. Come on. We already have one.
What God of War?
We already have one, and it was Game of the Year. Even if it ain't as good as the first one, it's better than anything that's coming on the Xbox.
Who said God of War was? Who said we don't know? Who said we don't know if God of War gonna be good? Who said that?
No, I'm just saying that if they were to say that because it's not out yet, like
man. I mean,
or somebody said something about the next Spider-Man. Oh, but we don't even know. But we already have a.
Come on, sir. Come on.
Right.
We already got something to go off of. We got something to go off of. I remember John Shaw used to say stuff like that, and I'd be like, man, but we got. I do think a track record means something.
Yes.
Yep.
I don't go game by game based. Now, if I've grown, if I know I've experienced great gaming from this development studio, then I'm going into the next game with high expectation. Why? Because they have delivered all the other times that I played or played something that they developed. So I think you can.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, well, then you might get a Cyberpunk. But like you said, K-Bum, what they did with that particular game was dirty, but the game that you got right now, you enjoy what they made.
Yes, that's true.
So
it's like somebody said something about Wolverine. I bet all the money in my pocket, I'll put my house up for sale or whatever to say that game is gonna be good. Like we don't really need to actually get that game in our hands to know that it's gonna be at least above a 7. It may not live up to Spider-Man, but we know it's gonna be good. Like track records mean a lot. That's why Nintendo is successful. That's why Sony's successful. In some instances, that's why Microsoft's successful. But at the end of the day, we know why they consistently come in third place when it comes to the big three. And it's because we don't have the games. And where are they, man? I don't know. Like you said, Level, Game Pass cool, but I'd rather not have Game Pass to have like some really compelling titles. You can cut the whole program if you're gonna give me a really good game. That's how I feel.
And I think people probably feel like we go to the extreme on it. I mean,
let me be devil's advocate here then. Let me be devil's advocate. Let me hop in here. Because what I think is this. You asked, I believe Level, you asked, what if these games are dud? What does that mean for Xbox? And personally, what I'm going to say is I still think they will sell mini consoles. I still think that Game Pass is powerful enough. The ideal of getting first party games, even if they're bad, the idea of getting first party games when they launch for free is going to be enough to continue to sell Xbox systems. Because the thing is this: even now, with bare bones exclusives to their system, it is the fastest selling system Microsoft has ever had. Even right now. So I still think that they have a cash cow with Game Pass, and they have a stranglehold on this digital Netflix gaming that even without stellar and incredible first party games, that they will still sell Xboxes at a pace that is higher than their previous systems.
That's I 1000% agree with you. Here's my issue with that. I don't care. I don't care. It's like you look at the Wii. The Wii sold like bananas early on. Like they hit the game. They changed the game. But would you really want to play all those Wii games? No. Even as a hardcore Nintendo fan, I'm telling you, no, I'm not doing it. I don't even play half the stuff on the Switch, and they selling like hotcakes. They do have a really good, and not one time in this podcast have we said that the Xbox One Series X is a bad console. It's a great console. We haven't said Game Pass is a bad platform. It's a great platform. We think it's the future. They have the marketing. They have the third-party titles. They have all that. They will sell. They are making a profit. All of that is true. Well, where the game at? That's all I want as a gamer. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for any of that other stuff you just gave me and you're successful with. You're not giving me the one thing I'm asking for. You've given me all this other stuff, and it's great. It's kind of like getting into a relationship, and this woman is great at everything, but she won't do the one thing you asking for. That's a problem, in my opinion. In my opinion.
That was a good analogy. I felt that because I say that to my wife a few times. I said that to my wife. You can do all that. If ain't what I'm asking you to do, and I want you to do this, you won't do that. I ain't satisfied.
Right.
I felt that was Keith.
I got you.
I went out and bought you this, but look, I asked for that. I'm glad you bought me the cologne, but I wanted the Jordans. That's what I asked for. The cologne smelled good, but the Jordans would have felt better on my feet. Anyway, no, I'm with you, Keith. So I don't know, man. Hopefully they got some stuff cooking, and it's just taking a while for it to bake and finish. But this has been a while. I mean, maybe. Well, no, it has, because if this was. I remember when Nintendo had them droughts, and this is a serious drought. Nintendo's getting ate left and right because of them droughts. And I don't know I don't care what nobody say. I don't think Nintendo's ever had a drought quite like this. This has been a drought, people. The Xbox Series X didn't launch with much of anything, and it hasn't gotten anything, and we are in May of a year and a half into this. We literally named 2 games, Halo and Forza Horizon. That's it. And we trying to add God of War 5, Gears of War 5, just to be nice. So Game Pass has literally been it. And I'm not saying that's not the bee's knees. It might be. But like Keith said, I want a game. I ain't going to say I'm not going to say what Keith said. I ain't going to say I'll trade Game Pass. Well, actually I would. Because I want a game. I won't get it for Game Pass, but if they had a game, I'd get that. So technically I would. So it'd be nice for them to have a game that's compelling. You would think with all these acquisitions that they'd have a game by now, and the fact that they don't, and we haven't even seen anything from, and we don't know what's going to be produced from the Activision acquisition, but Bethesda's been there around to me long enough to have delivered on something. And then they don't even add in all the other studios that they had even before they bought them. The Hellblades and all them. We don't know when none of this stuff is coming. So maybe we might have another Xbox before we get started.
Uh-oh.
We might be looking at the Xbox Series X Pro before we get some of them titles. So it is a problem, man. It is a problem.
If we get another console before we get the games to play the games to play, oh no, we
might get a Pro.
We've updated the Xbox Series X to the Pro to do what? To play what? What we playing?
Next year box. You said next year box Series X.
Man.
It's next year, man. It's the next year box.
That's
what you said. You said the Series X is the next year box, man. So
I seen some Xbox fans saying,
we finna get
they got the Xbox and the Bethesda game showcase, and it was like, what they gonna show? It's just all gonna be a big tease. Ain't nothing coming this year.
Yeah, and I hope that's not true, but you might be right. We should get another Doom. They should have a Doom on ready to go. So I'm pretty sure we get a Doom. They got Call of Duty, but that's cross-platform. I'm pretty sure Doom will be on all platforms as well. They got to have a Doom ready because they have a Doom all the time. Bethesda did. I don't know about Microsoft owning Bethesda, but Bethesda will have a Doom. Or Wolfenstein, something. They got to have something, man. They gotta have something. Wolfenstein, Doom, whatever else they got over there. They gotta have something. Fallout 4, Fallout 5, something, man. This is sad. This is really sad.
They got Trek to Yummy.
Okay, we
again, I think that game's out already. Ain't it?
This podcast is over. What you say, Keith? What was that?
Trek to Yummy.
Yeah, this is it. That's it. Yeah, I thought you said Ghost of Tsushima. I was like, oh, they got that.
It looks like
remind me of it.
It looks like it. Yeah.
Anyway, come on, Microsoft. Come on, y'all. Y'all gotta do better than this. Y'all gotta do better. I mean, I'm thankful that y'all doing well, but y'all gotta do better. Y'all do, cause I and y'all remember I said it. I thought I was gonna get the Xbox Series X over the PlayStation. I really did, but I didn't want to make. I ain't saying it was a mistake, but I should have bought that PlayStation 4 before I bought the Xbox One X. But I wanted that one particular game. See, they ain't even brought that. But I think Insomniac, because with Sony now, right?
Yes.
Okay, because they, you know the game I liked on Xbox.
With Sunset Overdrive?
Sunset Overdrive. I bought the Xbox for that game. And that game is everything y'all love about we love about Spider-Man, that game was doing that stuff. Like, all that was in that game. It's just Spider-Man, and then you add all the extra abilities of Spider-Man that makes sense to put it in on him. But that game did all the stuff Spider-Man does. And so I knew it was in good hands when they said Insomniac was making Spider-Man. Because I love that game. That's one of my favorite games. I might go up there and get that Xbox out of my boy room just to see if I still like that game like that. But something like that would be compelling. That was a fun game to me. People was hating on that game because it was exclusive to Xbox. I felt like they was hating on that game. That was a fun game to me. But they don't have nothing even like that. What has happened to Microsoft Studios, man?
What
did
has
they ever
happened?
have them? Did they ever have them?
I was just about to say, you acting like they've been producing bangers for the longest. This is the same people that was putting out Alan Wake.
But Alan Wake, I heard, was actually good.
Alan Wake was decent, and it was decent to a flop.
Ooh, wow! Actually, I enjoyed Alan Wake.
Yeah, I heard Alan Wake was good.
Decent to a flop.
What made it decent to a flop? Okay, I need to hear the Sony guy.
Alan Wake wasn't praised like it was it's not even mentioned in the same breath as some of the best single player experiences.
But
it's a decent game.
But I heard,
but it's not even.
I heard a lot of aspects.
It has a cult. It has a cult following.
We forgot about that one game where you can play and it'll split the world and you was in one. You was in the
now. And who liked that one?
But you know what I'm talking about. It was on Microsoft.
It was on Microsoft, and I will ask the question again. And who liked that one?
Okay, boy, you being hard. I was trying.
I'm not being.
I thought it was one glimmer. What was the name of that game? What was the name of the game I'm talking about?
I know you're talking. I know what you're talking about.
Sneeze said Alan Wake was a banger. Okay, I think you have been disagreed with. I agree with you, Sneeze.
You never played the game. Shut up.
Wrap that up, K-Bun. I think, no, I'm gonna give you this one.
Slap yourself!
Slap yourself on that one, I ain't used it all night. First slap yourself came, K-Bun tried to make Alan Wake a snooze fest. I heard it was great. I heard a lot of games borrowed a lot of elements from that title too. A lot of other games.
And a lot of games borrowed from, what was that the game they came out for the Xbox One that everybody said made their game look like that. The Rome game. What was that called?
Shoot, you would have never said it.
Son of Rome or something like that, and everyone said everybody was copying that game.
Son of Rome. Okay, let me speak on Son of Rome. Oh, did they eliminate? Oh, the 76ers got eliminated. Man. Feel sorry for them guys. Yeah, 76ers got eliminated by Heat.
Another year the Heat won't win.
Yeah, I wanted to see Embiid get farther than that. That injury messed him up. The injury, then he got hit and then all that just jacked him up, man. That's sad. Anyway, give him focus level. Focus. All right, so What was I finna say? What was I saying?
We were talking about Alan Wake, and I said something about. I forgot what game that was. Just said something about.
That game. Yeah, what was that game where it was two worlds?
Rome. You're talking about the Son of Rome game.
Son of Rome. Okay, so I would say this. K-Bum, and I'm going to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
While Son of Rome had its flaws, God of War 4. I say this.
Come on, say it. Come on and say it.
Stop, man. Let me get my face together, because I know this is. I mean, I'm trying to be fair. No, I'm not finna say a lot. I'm just gonna be truthful.
Mm-hmm.
Son of Rome, a lot of the elements.
There we go.
Wow, wait a minute. Wow, God of War 4 did it way freaking better. Son of Rome did have that over the shoulder, and that what God of War does, I would say Son of Rome was doing some of that like that, and then I would say God of War really took it. I don't know if they got the inspiration from that. I'm not saying they did, but if you go back and you look at Son of Rome, and then you go and look at where God of War went to, I think it is fair to say they may have gotten some ideas from Son of Rome. Not necessarily.
You sound like every game that came out.
I said that before, though.
That time,
I said that before, though.
I'm not saying you just said before.
Yeah,
but I'm saying that every game that came out after Son of Rome, that was the same. You're saying the same thing that everybody said. I always found that hilarious.
Okay, let's look at it. I think we did this before, man.
We did this before. I don't want to do this dance again.
No, it's not a dance. I just want to, we ain't got to dance. We could just bob our heads a little bit. Let's just bob our heads. We ain't dancing.
No, I don't want to bob nothing.
All we do is lean back. Just lean back with me for a second, K-Ball. Just lean back for a couple. Let's look at this now. And you should be seeing it on the screen. So actually, well, tell me when y'all seeing it.
You pulling receipts, man.
I don't see nothing.
I don't know. I might have to take that back. That God of War didn't steal from this game. Because if you look at it, God of War stays always centered on the back. Where he's walking around in a 3D space.
Because the point of God of War was to make it like a movie that never cut.
Right. Yeah. I take that back. I take that back. It's a few elements that reminds me of God of War, but anyway, looking at it again, looking back on it, I might be stretching a little too far.
Like I said, everybody said that.
It does, though. It does. It got a few elements.
Oh, here we go.
But you know, I'm the God of War guy. I ain't studying this game, God of War. Forget this game. Let's go look at let's look at Ragnarok while we here. Because it's coming.
Actually, Rise Son of Rome just like a third-person action adventure game. Honestly,
while we here, let's look at
generic third-person action game. That's why it looks like everything, because it's generic.
You know,
K-Bum, fair use. Fair use. Let's go ahead.
There's a lot of Microsoft titles, man. I used to look at Halo, and that was one of the reasons why I never really wanted to play it.
Oh my god, man!
Because it looks so generic.
I just changed the mood by playing this trailer right here. Just changed my whole mood. Microsoft, y'all had me depressed, but I'm feeling good now.
The prophecies say Fimbulwinter leads.
This is what we want to feel like, Microsoft. We want this feeling. Give us something that makes us feel like this. And if you think I'm being biased, I'm gonna do something else. Just let's watch this for a second. Oh my God, man! I'm so ready for this game.
Just want answers.
Yeah, this is a trailer.
Yeah, yes, no one, because he's a teenager now.
I just want answers. I want answers too, and I'm ready to play to find out what those answers are. Oh, this game is going to be amazing. Fair use, people. Fair use, but we got to get off here.
I gotta beat this game.
I would say it has a few, but looking at this and then looking at what we just watched, it's different. It's absolutely different. Oh my, look at the graphics.
If he's out there,
Anyway, let me stop. See, if y'all think I'm being unfair, let me do this real quick. Look what else we got on the horizon, right?
Oh Lord.
Okay, well, we here, man. Let's do it, man. Let's just help Microsoft out and why the companies are doing a lot better than them, man. Come on. Look what else we got coming here soon. Can we get something? Can we get something? Fair use. This coming. Splatoon Keith said he almost thinking about buying internet for the Wii U for the Switch for this game.
It's a thought.
Is it September we getting this? And then I know what K-Bum thought I was going to play, so let me go ahead and play it for K-Bum.
Oh Lord have mercy.
Let me go ahead and play
it. You don't gotta do nothing for me, buddy.
Let me go and play this for K-Bum. He want to see it. He just in denial. He want to see this game. He want to see it. Come on, let's do it. Let's play the greatest trailer of all time. Well, the second greatest trailer of all time. Come on, get out the way. Get on out the way, Miyamoto. Move. We don't want to see your face.
Are we done?
Nope. K-Bum. This is what we got to look forward to as Sony and Nintendo gamer. And I feel like we being wrong. We're making this into a console war, but it's not intentional. But this is what I want Microsoft to make me feel like. All these games are going to be in my collection before the year. Well, this one won't. It'll be next year. But the other two will be in my possession this year. Keith, are you ready for this game?
You know it.
So let's go. Anyway, I try to show something.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny about this? A lot of times we'll say, man, this looks better than what they can do on the Switch. But I think what we got to consider is the fact that the last game had to have been scaled for the Wii U. This game does not. There will be no Wii U version of this game.
And you can see it different.
So they may be able to pull. This might just really be the Switch.
Yeah,
like 1,000%.
I think it is. You can clearly see some differences in the visuals. The clouds, all that. It's a clear visual difference. And hopefully that the dragon and the stability of the frame rate will be a lot better this time around. But anyway, let me stop. I show what I want to show. Fair use. Anyway. But as you see, there's a lot on the horizon. And I ain't even, anyway, let me do that real quick. We all about to get out of here. Let me do that right quick. Shoot, I ain't even got this game yet.
Man, can we leave?
Yeah, K-Bum, you gonna like this one,
finish or we done?
You gonna like this one. Fair use. I haven't even got this game yet.
Reducing the number of options available.
Well, yeah, while that's pulling up, the biggest issue is we don't know what these games are, Redfall or Starfield. So that's another problem. You know, so while
they don't have any footage of them,
we have no footage of it. No,
we have concept art.
Yeah. We got games coming out next year that got delayed, and we don't even know what it play like.
Fair use, people. Fair use. Fair use. I don't really care about. I seen this game. This game doesn't. Man, I'm good on this one.
Lord,
I'm good. Anyway, let's get out of here, folks.
Thank goodness.
All right, K-Bum was mad at us because we went past God of War 5, and
right now,
huh?
Don't you have Horizon?
No, K-Bum got it. I'm waiting for him to tell me what he thinks about it. He ain't played it yet. He's too busy playing Cyberpunk. But anyway.
Hater.
Yeah, I am. Let's go. But anyway, we hope y'all enjoyed the show for tonight. Keith Norris was back with us. That was good. Man, Phoenix gonna let these boys tie this series up 3-3 going back, and I fear they won't win that seventh game. They getting blown out by 18 points, 7 minutes left in the third. But anyway, any final words?
I know it's another topic, like I said, that I had, but we can table it for next time. And because there are some documents that says Sony is releasing another PS5.
I've seen that.
So, like I said, we can table that conversation for the next time, so we can kind of speculate. What do we think it is? What should they do? What shouldn't they do?
They shouldn't do nothing. Sit their cracks back and stop. That's what they need to do.
It's a PS5 that they can actually release.
That's
they
funny.
making a new chip for it or something, right?
That's
I'm not
probably
sure.
what it is.
Yeah, they need to chill. I just bought this thing. They better chill. Because I'm going to be upset if they done put out something more powerful than what they got.
Oh man, I didn't see Sneeze was hating over the cinematic third-person over-the-shoulder action game formula.
Oh, what do you say?
His words is that Sony can keep the cinematic third-person over-the-shoulder action game formula. That's literally all they do anymore, and got old a long time ago.
Why can't Bob put so much emotion in it?
I mean, is he wrong though?
No, he's not. He's not. But I'm not mad at
The getting old long time ago piece is it to me is
Sony can
a
keep the
false
cinematic
statement,
third
because
person over the shoulder
there have
game.
been these games
It don't work
are
with everyone.
amazing cinematic experiences.
It don't work all the time, but like only one that I had to, and I'm still trying to. I got it, and I still got to build myself back to go play it. Is The Last of Us 2. Like I gotta be. That's why I didn't buy Horizon, because I gotta be in the mood for those. But God of War 5 is absolutely happening.
What was it about The Last of Us 2 that you didn't want to play?
It ain't that I didn't want to play. It was the mood and the depression of it, man. After I played the original Last of Us, I was like, I'm good for a while. I enjoyed it, but it was just too much for it, bro. I was like, man, this is too much. So when I got to playing this one, they already did what, I don't want to spoil it. Well, shoot. This game was.
Don't spoil it, because I still have not played it. Please don't spoil it.
After they did,
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
After they did
The
what they
first
did,
one or the second one?
The second one. After they did what they did to who they did it to.
Okay, I haven't.
You hear me,
haven't played
K-Ball?
it.
After they did what they did to who they did it to.
I hear you.
That ain't spoiling nothing. I was
Gosh.
back into my depressed mode. I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm ready for this game. So I'm gonna go pick it back up. Actually, I think I'm gonna pick it back up and build my courage up to play Elden Ring again. So I might jump back on Last of Us 2 and go and beat it. I still gotta beat the final boss in Metroid 4, Keith.
Oh my God! Turn the podcast.
Yep. We done.
Keith, after you beat, look, let me tell you what happened. After you beat it, I was like, you know what? I'm done with this game. As long as we was on the same path, I was interested. When you said you had beat it, and I got to him and I seen him, I was like, you know what? I got here. I'm good. I ain't got to beat it. I'm straight. I'll beat it at some point. Just getting there was a milestone for me. I got to him. I'm fighting him, and I was like, Keith, I'm beat him on hard mode. I was like, I'm good. I'm playing something else. Keith, I'm made me mad. But anyway,
I did beat. Wow.
yeah,
I
that's why
did that.
I was struggling. You said, yeah, man, I'm beating on hard. I was like, you know, I'm done with this game. I feel shame. I can't even beat you on regular. This dude done turned up the heat and beat you. I'm done. So anyway, and my Twitch ain't the same. I tried to play it. I lost all my Twitch. You can't put that game down. K-Bone, that's like Call of Duty. You can't put it down and just pick it back up. And so my coordination ain't there like it was with that game. I gotta play it through it again and see if I can get back to my quick Twitch. But anyway, thank y'all for tuning in tonight. This was the Live and Level Gamers podcast. I'm finna go eat. I shouldn't be eating this late, but now it is what it is. Deuces. Peace.